Like I said, I'm Jay Swofford. I was born and raised in Wendling. My father was born in 29. Of his 88 years, he spent over 85 of them in Wendling. He had a couple years in Korea, and 1 year right after he got, almost a year after he got married, he lived in Springfield and did a couple hundred yards of where he grew up. So, about 15 years ago or so, I was mouthing off to my wife about how sad it's going to be when Dad's gone, Curtis Irish is gone, and some of these guys who know the history, because then where'd the history go? And she told me to put up or shut up. So I've been documenting the history ever since. GPS locating items, transcribing newspapers, digitizing everything, making it available to anybody. And that's kind of what we presented in the early years of Wendling, from when and how it was built, all the way up to about World War I. Because many people in here remember Wendling, but what they remember is the latter end of Wendling. This early part, there's not much out there. So, it's like, first I want to go out in front, thank Morehouse Company. They give Dad and I access to their property to go out and actually find the camps, the railroad grades, homesteads, mining cabins, everything under the sun, so we can actually locate this material, as well as allowing us access to original survey books for laying out the railroad in the town, maps, all kinds of aerial photos, other things that are available. Like in Curtis Irish, I don't see Curry here. I think I see him. Man's been over 40 years collecting literally tens of thousands of photos of history. He's getting older. He's donated his collection to me, so that's where I get a lot of the pictures, through his wonderful collecting abilities. My dad, Loyal Swofford, who raised me, told me all about Wendling growing up. The Wendling Preservation Association, which is no longer there, but I'm now the owner of their collection of memories and stories and all kinds of wonderful items. Herschel Curly Bailey, his great-granddaughter, sitting in the front row. The man was a surrogate grandfather to me and a kind of a surrogate dad to my father. I still have wooden toys that man made me when I was a little kid. Every time I went to his house, he had a new toy for me, handmade out of wood. I still got several of them. And then Lynn Polly, who wrote probably the two best books on Mohawk Valley and Wendling history that are out there, based on oral history and some primary documentation. But he was a fish and hunting buddy of mine, a wonderful man, and credit goes to him as well. He was no longer with us. Okay. One of the things I ran into very early on was we had oral histories. People said, I mean, if I ask somebody here who's over 80 years old, who all attended your 6th birthday party? Can you name them? Let alone, we find that when you ask people 60 years after the fact, you fudge a year, you move something over here, things aren't always exactly as they really were. So for instance, one of the more famous ones is we learn that orally, the stories that are told, the Holcomb and Jordan mill sold to Whitbeck and Stern, who turned around and sold it to Johnson and Wendling, who turned around and sold it to Booth Lilly Lumber Company. Little problem. First thing I ran into was Johnson and Wendling were not a company until 1905. That's a problem. They worked over on the Sage Fork, not even in the valley. So actually going through the deed documents, I found out George Whitbeck in 1885 was arsoned. He had a little water-powered mill on his property. Used the insurance money to buy a steam-powered mill, but he wanted to put it further upstream because his was pretty flat land and splash dams were giving him problems. So he bought 4 acres from Holcomb and Jordan's mill site, basically, 4 acres. And that's where he put his steam mill. He had 2 loggers lined with timber, Stearns and Pat T, and George got tired of doing it, so he sold the mill to Stearns and Pat T. Well, pretty soon Pat T says, I'm a better logger than a millman, so he sold it to Whitmore. Pretty soon Stearns sells his half to Whitmore. Whitmore's like, I came from Buffalo, but I live in Eugene now, and he was hiring anybody under the sun to run the mill for him. Eventually sold a man named Hirschberger, who actually owned several mills, Lowell and other places. And then Hirschberger eventually sold half of the mill to Beebe. And then Hirschberger and Beebe actually sold their mill to Booth Kelly Lumber Company, but Booth Kelly immediately just tore it down. It was so old it wasn't worth anything, they just tore it down and put it out of business. It wasn't even on the mill site property. They had also bought the John Yost mill, which was up Wolf Creek. A whole mill that's not even in the oral history, but we found that. So that's, well, as we go through this, you'll see things that you may have heard or seen based on oral history is one thing, but on mine, one thing that I've been really trying to do is be able to cite exactly where I got my data. Newspaper, deed transfer, or something like that, say this is written at the time. And that's kind of, so you'll see some things that are a little different what's been published. There, the next one. So the players in this whole thing. From the Booth Kelly side, we had Robert Booth, who was a state senator and president of several banks. James Booth, who was the land person in Roseburg for the federal government, running homesteads and things like that. George Kelly, who was basically the mill guy. He went and built mills. This is what George did. He was really good at it. John Kelly, another brother of George, and C.S. Capper, who was usually forgotten, but he was the manager and the money man, managing all the money for them. So Capper is actually kind of important. On the other side, we have investors. These investors put up $2.5 million in capital. You go out and buy the railroad lands, buy up all the homesteads, everything else they put their hands on, and build this town. George Wendling, very famous, oil in California. He owned more land in Northern California, Southern Oregon, a true lumber baron. F.H. Buck from Vacaville, California. A.J. Hutchman from San Francisco. Fleischhacker, I hope I say that right, I can't tell. San Francisco, and W.M. Sims from Sacramento were the investors in the original company. And they said, okay, we have an option to buy this railroad lands. We need to go log it. So we go, actually, next picture, found a picture, George A. Wendling. He's an investor. As far as we know, he only came out to the site 4 times. Only once when the town was actually there. And there's this John Kelly, and that's George Kelly when he was in World War I. He was actually decorated by the President of France, given France's highest honor to a foreigner, because when he went there as a major, 1 year later he was a colonel. In 1 year, he built 81 mills, putting out over 100 million board feet a month of stuff, which actually allowed us to line the trenches in World War I with wood, which cut down on dysentery and trench foot and all those problems. And the French president actually said, that man won the war for the good guys, because without him, we would have been just as sick as the Germans were winning the Prussian. There's a big write-up on it. That's in his major uniform. Go to the next one. We'll go between lots of pictures and informational slides, so don't worry, there's lots of pictures. The Plan A. The Plan A wasn't to build a town. The Plan A was, they got Lane County to declare the Mohawk watershed as unnavigable waterway. Prior to this, there had been steam shipping up the Mohawk, and everybody was running logs and farm goods, everything else up and down the river. Lane County, and then they leased it to them for 99 years. That means if I'm a farmer and I want to send something down the river, I got to pay a tariff to Booth Kelly. If I'm a mill owner or a lumberman and I want to ship logs, I got to pay Booth Kelly. That did not go over well. They were going to build the mill at the George Armitage Farm, which is about 4 miles north of Eugene. That's where the mill was going to go. And they spent $50,000 over that summer to improve Mohawk and Mill Creek to make it more easy to flood logs down all the way down to Armitage's farm. But like I said, actually, get the pictures first. Anyway, this is what it looks like when you do in the mill. We're doing it in the river. Basically, you use splash dams to flood the logs down, artificial floods, and then in between the floods, you get out here and all these logs that are hung up, you bring in the horse tubes and drag them back out into the center of the creek. As soon as the pond refilled, they flush it again, and you go down there and take your logs again, pull it all back in the stream. At this time, in 1900, when Booth Kelly came, I've been able to document 14 splash dams on the Mohawk and on Mill Creek that were already in existence. Yes?
Could you just briefly explain what a splash dam is?
We have a whole section on splash dams coming up.
Okay, thank you.
You can see pictures and everything.
All right.
It was a way to make an artificial flood. But then, because part of that, they had to wait till winter high water to flood the logs, which is kind of dangerous when it's winter. Then next one, I have a couple more pictures here. When you got next to the river, you would actually have really, really lots of mud. So they would lay in these logs, or you could barely see them there in the riverbank, going back and forth, and you drag your logs down and roll them into the river. And it was called a rollway or a skidway. And they'd have those along the rivers. That one's actually on the Mohawk. Go to the next one. We have one more. There you go. And this is what the skidway or rollway looks like when you get the whole drive dumped over into the river, waiting for the flood to come down. Imagine pulling out a park. Yeah. Okay, go next slide. Plan A diagram. This is the farmers. There were 19 mills in operation in the Mohawk Valley when Booth Kelly came. Those mills did not want to have to pay Booth Kelly to run their business. So very quickly they said, that's not going to be allowed. Jerry Yarnell and C.W. Evans were the ones who led the fight against it. Columbus Cole, being an enterprising man, said, we want Booth Kelly in here. He was always looking for it. He actually started out driving a day buggy up to Foley Springs. Yeah, that's the way you gotta start. Then he ends up owning, he's actually donating his homestead to become the current town of Marcola. But they were the two sides, and county finally conceded, and so did Booth County. So we go to the next plan. Plan B. We're gonna build a railroad road all the way up Mill Creek. They're gonna employ between 500 to 700 people. The town theoretically will have 4,000 to 5,000 people in it. And the mill will do about 100 million feet a month. It's not bad. These are where a lot of people quote their numbers when they're publishing. This is what they planned for in 1899. It never materialized. At the height, it was about 2,500 people total. It was not the biggest population you know of. They bought the John Yost Mill on Wolf Creek and his 80 acres. They bought a homestead, a farm owned by Charlie Holcomb, which was the bulk of the town of Wendling. And then they bought half of Coral Holcomb, Charlie's dad's homestead. And that's where they put the town in the mill site. Next one. This is the original plan. They actually had, the town was called Wendling after George Wendling, the largest investor. The main street here was actually called Buck Street, after F.H. Buck from Vacaville, California. He's number 2 investor, gotta give him something. And they laid it out on a city grid. You had the county road coming in, going right down 1st Street, 2nd Street, 3rd, 4th, and 5th Streets, and then you had A through L Streets running north and south. They had a block set aside for the church and a double block set aside for the school. And then of course here's the mill pond here, and then there's the little mill right down there. And the covered bridge is right there, about 200 yards upstream from where it currently is. Next one. So the first problem is we got to get a railroad from 28th, South 28th and South F Streets over there in Springfield all the way out. So you got to get the land, the right of way. Some landowners were really big on Booth Kelly Covenant, so you'd see them sell like 10 acres for $1. Then you get people that would sell them more than $100 an acre, and some actually went higher than that. They were trying to stop Booth Kelly by stopping. It was like Walmart moving into a small town. It was going to kill all the businesses. It didn't, but that was their fear. They hired John Bays. He was a professional railroad builder. He just finished over on the Snake River. Did a great job over there. They hired him to be the contractor. Columbus Coals Mill. It's actually where Marcola Christian Church is today. That's where his mill site was. And he was given the contract to cut all the bridge timbers for this railroad coming out, as well as all the lumber to build the mill and the town of Wendling originally. Once the Wendling mill got operational, they cut all the railroad ties from Hayden Bridge all the way out. They hauled them out on sleds to get them to the railroad guys work. And then the bridge over McKenzie was originally planned to be a Howe Truss covered bridge, which is the same design as the current Wendling covered bridge. He was going to put that over 200 feet across the McKenzie there at Hayden Bridge. Wouldn't really work, but he thought it would. That was the plan. And when they're building the railroad, everybody wanted pictures of this brand new railroad. So we have lots of wonderful pictures of local people here. There's Oliver Root in this picture. We have a friend Joe here. So, and then Oliver sitting in that picture. And then go to the next one. This is the Yarnell Bridge officially. Some people call it the S'mores Bridge. Currently, when you go through Old Marcola Road, the back way around Dodona, you go across the little bridge. If you look downstream, you'll see the big cement abutments. That's this bridge for that railroad down there. Okay? And the original mill was 60 by 300 feet long. Saws came from the John Yost mill. It was a water-powered mill, but the saws were good. It wasn't that old of a mill. So they took all the saws out and put them in the new mill. The boilers, in the very first mill, had a separate boiler for every saw, versus later when they had a powerhouse that ran steam to all the saws. And they ended up with 17 boilers. Some of them came from an Excelsior mill, which means you cut cottonwood and made packing material out of it. That's an Excelsior mill. Brighton Creek above Detroit, and then they ordered some new boilers. The mill actually went into operation on March 14, 1900. They fired her up and started cutting timbers. They hired 75 guys to build the town mill, and they put 40 men in the first camp cutting timbers. Let's get this mill going. Just to give you an idea of what it's like to move this stuff, the flywheel for the main saw weighed 24,000 pounds. And you're hauling it out with wagons, and the horses are on sleds all the way from Springfield and across the ferry.
Yep.
Yeah, think about that. And here's the very first mill. It's open sided. A lot of this later is that mill that people remember, but it really isn't. It's just this little guy over here, and they have no much money to this. We have railroad cars that come right in. You can see all kinds of ties stacked there for bridge ties. Go to the next one. There's a better picture of the open-sided mill. You got a box car, you got all the railroad ties here ready to ship out. Look at all the scrap wood. Just lots and lots. OSHA and the fire guy would just be going, no. But they did. Go to the next one. Here's looking at it from the mill pond. This is from Oscar Page's collection. I'm not sure if that's Oscar on the log or not. But you can see here's what they call the head rig where the log we pull up out of the pond and up into the main saw. And you see there's not much over here. Not a whole lot. And that's because it was a very simple mill to start with.
We're looking west.
Yeah, you're looking downstream, you're looking west, right down the valley. Okay, the next one. This is inside the mill. They had the early planers. Booth Kelly was actually credited every step from once it got out of the pond, all the way down to the railroad car. It was downhill from every saw to the next saw. They cut one timber that was 106 feet long, that was 36 inches by 48 inches. It was sent to Germany to fix a castle. They cut big timbers. Think about moving that, 106 feet long, 36 inches by 48 inches, and then they actually had planers that could plane up to 52 inches. So it was actually a plane board, it wasn't just rough cut. Go to the next one. Here's one of the early mill crews. Not a lot of guys. Some of these early ones, most of these people didn't stick around Wendling. So by most of our families, when they showed up after 1907, 1908, these early people had come and gone. So there was very few of them. But we do have a lot of these pictures, and here's a nice one here, showing the rollers, get the boards down through the mill, this early mill. You notice the other one that's open sided. It was the only one that was like that. The next one. But when you're building a town, the first thing they did was build a cookhouse for the first camp. First thing you do, get some food up there, get those guys cutting trees. Then we'll worry about building the town. In those days, the camps weren't numbered. They were just camps in the woods, and every man built his own cabin. I'll have a picture of one in a little bit, but there's a nice one here of Oscar Page and his wife Alice up on the wall. That was their cabin in one of these early camps. There were women and children in these camps. Then they built the store, the cookhouse, the bunkhouse, the office, and several houses for married employees in the town. We already saw the city grid pattern, and they carved out School District 163 out of Lower Mill Creek, which was 79, and Upper Mill Creek, which was District 130. District 130 survived until about 1907 when it finally disappeared and became part of Wendling's school district. And that was Upper Mill Creek. There was a lot of homesteads up there still. We don't know exactly where the school was, but it was about 2.5 miles above the easternmost, further east than the easternmost point of Wendling. The school board boundary was only like a mile past Wendling. It wasn't very far at all. I haven't found that school yet, but I did find the homestead house of the guy who was the clerk for the school. We're still looking for the school. Anyway, the next one. This is actually a picture of that cookhouse in that first camp. This would be up there somewhere for those in Clear, Warehouser, and the Hunting area. Past the 3,000 line, between that and 3,000, 4,000, up that country. But they built the cookhouse. And that was the first thing they built. Booth Kelly came in the late 1890s. We actually got a newspaper article that noted it was illegal to harvest any log that was smaller than 36 inches in diameter on a small end. I mean, I've ever seen that thrown away. We're like 36 inches diameter, we're going to the lake. And in 1899, they changed the law. That may be one reason why Booth Kelly came up here. A couple more guys. This is all the room on this one. Up there on the this is the crosscut saw. You can see the axes.
Springboards.
Yeah, springboards. Thank you. Oh, lost there for a second. They cut these notches between. You see, you can't climb up there, so they actually would have had notches working the board up one at a time. When they got up there, they had to get above the butt swell, where the tree's larger at the bottom, get a nice clean log for the mill. And then they would cut them whatever height and get it out of the woods. Next one. This was the first school at the east end of Wendling. This picture was actually taken in 1909. We have a number of pictures of this school. For those who remember Wendling, these are the Warner girls.
Right there.
There she is. That's the Warner sisters there. I remember going to church when I was a little kid. We had a guy named Edgar Dugan, and his wife would come play the violin for our church services. I thought it was really boring. He's actually one of the little boys in the picture. I have no idea. Anyway, so that was the first school. Then we are in room problems. John Banks. He shows up at October and says, no problem, we'll have this thing knocked out in 90 days as long as the weather holds. It's October in the Mohawk Valley. Do you really think the weather's going to hold for 90 days with no rain? Through November, December, January. John ran into basically mud. He noted that for every one horse team working, he had to have two other horse teams. One horse team to pull out the first horse team, the other horse team to pull out their load. Yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. He was also paying $275 a day, but no room and board. By the time the men rented their tools and whatnot, he was actually making money off them. So it wasn't happening. He was having a hard time getting people to work for him. He had 25 teams working on the grading and blasting from South 28th all the way down to Vitus Butte, which is that just as you're on this side of Hayden Bridge, you have to go by that little hill with the water plant on top. That's Vitus Butte. And they were blasting around there. They finally got the track completed to the McKenzie River. They had the right-of-way logged all the way to Wendling. But the workmen, no money. They were going to houses and begging for food. And it was such a nuisance, people were running them off the property with shotguns. Because there were just so many of them, and they had nothing. They spent years in the courts and never got anything out of it. Finally, John Banks quit. April 3rd, 1900, railroad's incomplete. Should have been almost done by now. So he goes bankrupt. The next one, the Savior. A guy named Archie Mason shows up. We don't know if he's related to the Masons who later ran the store in Markle and whatnot. I have no idea. They don't have any knowledge of him, so it may not be. But he was hired April 14th. Let's get this thing done. Archie's smart. First, he hired multiple crews. So Archie says, here's 3 miles of track. Your crew's in charge, get it built. Here's 3 miles. Your crew's in charge, get it built. And he did that. So the whole thing's being built all the way to Wendling all at the same time. Much smarter. We know he hired 2 Italian crews, 2 Japanese crews, and at least 1 local crew. We have the names of all those Japanese and Italian crews. And these weren't just immigrants off a ship. These are professional Southern Pacific crews that all they did was go around and build track for SP somewhere. So they knew what they were doing, even though most of them didn't speak English. He put 350 men total to work. He had over 100 horse teams. When he showed up, it was like the army. And he knew Archie was a good man. The reason why the first train that came in was the supply and the cookhouses. Had all those set up before the first guy went out and drove 1 spike. So he gets it done, and he says, this wood bridge, never hold a log train. It'll just collapse 215 feet off a wooden bridge. It'll never support that. Not without putting big cement things in the middle of the McKenzie, which you can't do. So he bought a steel bridge from Crane, Utah. And it was disassembled there and reassembled here. That's the steel bridge that still stands there today next to Hayden Bridge. Little side note on that one, the particular bridge, it would have been placed on that rail line. That was the original transcontinental Golden Spike Railroad. It had a wooden bridge that collapsed. And then we had to replace it with this steel bridge that now sits over here. It still stands today. And Columbus Coal laid a telephone line all the way from Eugene to Wendling in July of 1900. That was because Booth Keller, they had phones out to all their mills. They eventually opened the Coburg Mill, the Harrisburg Mill, the Springfield Mill, and the Wendling Mill. The next one. This is where the railroad crossed the Mohawk. It's not actually a covered bridge, it's open on top. And this just has a big wooden sign to keep logs from falling into the river. The next one. This one is actually a mislead. It says Wendling Road under construction. It's actually not. We have 2 clues. 1, Wendling Road's been there since 1875. 2, I got a telephone pole with a wire. That makes it after Columbus Coal installed the telephone. The other thing is we know that with all these boilers and all this equipment coming into Booth County on the sleds, and them shipping out hundreds of thousands of board feet of timbers on sleds, they destroyed Wendling Road. Eventually, Booth County put up $500, the county put $500, and they graveled the road, which is what we see going on here. There's a gravel in the road. First time it was ever not mud. This is actually one of the SP camps. Now, the nice thing about the total, we actually know where it was taken. Right on the side of the old McKay store, also known as Wayne's Market, that burned down back in the 70s. Right there in the middle of Marcola, that little flat land is where that picture's taken. That was right when they were in Marcola. Okay, and the next one. These two nice gentlemen, they were on one of the Japanese cruise, but they didn't go to San Luis Obispo with the cruise. They stayed behind and lived with the Hayden family for a number of years. So the only two we actually have pictures of. But this was typical. In fact, he was married and had a child back in Japan, and he was single. We know that from the census records listing all their names. We know the max names of the census. The next one. And this one is called Building Road, but when looking at the horses and how they're building it high, I think they're actually building the grade for the railroad here. Not actually building the road, because there's nowhere they didn't raise roads up. The railroad had to have a nice, flat, even, no slopes. And so, I believe that's building that. Okay, go next one. The first train. Right after they crossed the Mohawk, just before they got to Wendling, they said, "We're on strike, pay us more." You know, the last 2.5 miles done, pay us more. They did, they just paid up and they got done. The first train actually arrived in Wendling on September 3rd, 1900. First train left Wendling on September 10th. It was 7 boxcars full of lumber that was an actual order. But the problem was the tracks they laid, they ballasted it with dirt, not rock, because the Armitage gravel pit had high water and they couldn't need more gravel. The first year, they were averaging 2 to 3 derailments a week. They'd get the cars back up and just leave the logs in the right of way. After they fixed the railroad, they went down that 16 miles of track and picked up over 2,000 logs that had fallen off that first year. Yeah, so it still wasn't beautiful, even though it got the job done. This is actually on the original SP line, the SP turntable, where they basically, the locomotive would park on that, they could spin it around and point it the other way and get them going back. And this is right, if you come to Wendling Road, when you're right coming to the bridge, you turn left into the bridge and then the Warehouser Road goes to the right. Just inside that corner where it goes to the right on the Warehouser Road, to the south there, right, there's some trees growing there right now. That's where that turntable is, where it was. This is one of the early trains, about a year after. It was either that first year, when they finally got the trains in and out, or the next year. At least in one publication, it does mean the very first train, but I don't see 7 boxcars full of lumber. So it's not the actual very first train, but it is one of the early ones. You notice it's a wood-powered steam locomotive. That also works in this early locomotive. Anyway.
Beautiful.
Splash dams. You had the question. Now here comes your section. Hirschberger and Beebe had a mill splash dam right below Wendling, but Booth Keller removed it. Today, if you come up to Wendling, you'll see a sign for the TP Village.
Right near the water place.
Yep, right at the water place. The road's up there, and that's actually the old Bill Pond Dike, and where the bridge is the actual where the dam was. The property upstream from that was the pond for that. There were 2 splash dams further up Mill Creek that were built by homesteaders in 1892. BK built a splash dam in 1901 because these ones that homesteaders built were really small. They were miles above Wendling. You just couldn't get enough water to flush those logs all the way to the mill. So they built a really big half-moon dam right at the 2000 line. If you're ever up there on Warehouser in hunting season, you can park there on the 2000 line. Just wander off into the trees to the east a little bit. You'll see this giant dike running through there. That's the original one. And in 1902, the first upstream, what they call the second splash dam, but it's actually the first one the homesteaders built, earthen portion gave way and was destroyed, and Booth Kelly had to rebuild it. Now we got some pictures for you. This is at the Wendling Swimming Hall that everybody who grew up in Wendling spent many summers in. But one of the problems is there was a bunch of rocks there and it dove off this deep pool, and logs would get hung up all the time, so they actually came in here and blasted out as many rocks as they could to try to solve this problem. Didn't work, that's why they built the other dam. The next one. This is actually mislabeled as the first splash dam. This is actually that second splash dam as they were rebuilding it. The pricing was sent from Corvallis for the contractors. And they had to drain all in, tear the whole thing out and rebuild it. And the second splash dam, when you get there today, if you know where it is, you can walk out there and look at Mill Creek, and there are still lumber in the creek from that dam. Still beams sticking out of the ground. But this is them building dams. You have two big floodgates here, and they would have all the logs up here, and then they would open up the gates and then flood them. Logs would go down, or if the logs were way down, they just let the water go to keep flushing, flushing, flushing. Go next one. This is another picture of them building. This is actually building the first splash dam that Booth Kelly built. We know that because these rock bluffs right here. They're still there today. This is the very first one, which is the one just above the 2000 line. This is right when they're opening it. This one we identified, you see these rocks down here? Bare bedrock, you can go there today, it's that same bare bedrock, so you know it's the same dam. But they're just opening, you see all that water coming out? This killed people, a lot of people. Your kid's fishing. Somebody's crossing the creek to go home after work. Somebody's working downstream and doesn't realize there was no whistles or sirens or warnings. All of a sudden, flood! And people died on a regular basis. The next one. Here's the second dam, one that was rebuilt, and it's showing it's flooding out the water there. It's roaring pretty big.
So the logs are on this side, that water comes to
It
this.
can be on the log, can be on the outside of the logs come, but once the logs are through, as soon as that water drains, you can close the gates. As soon as it filled, they'd open the gates, close the gates. There was one on the Mohawk that could pulse every 45 minutes. The only one we know here was that one of these, we don't know which of the two it was, could pulse every 2 hours.
So somebody had to be up there directing the logs through.
Well, yeah. And like I said, most of it was just water to keep the logs moving, but that's how we got down. And some of these were all the way up, like way up on the South Fork of the Mohawk, would be way up in the hill country, steep country. There was a splash dam up there. So I want to get the logs off the property. Okay, the next one. To get these logs, they had chutes and pole roads and the camps. The early camps we now know were not numbered. Booth Kelly original survey books give us locations, camps, and they're just camp, camp, camp. They don't number them. First time we ever saw any numbers used for any camp was 1907, 8 years after they've been up there. Basically, you use horse teams, get the log, drag it over, get to one of these pole roads or chutes, and then sometimes donkey engines, depending on the country, and then they would slide them down that road all the way to Mill Creek, and then the splash dams would move down to the mill. And the loggers built their own cabins. Next one. This is a wonderful picture here, and I found one on my own. This is one I was going to borrow from Museum and decided not to, but I found it in my own collection. This is actually one of the only few photos we have of an early camp. We actually, based on the look here, we believe this is actually the third camp, because it kind of matches the flat. The first two were kind of pinned in between the creek and the hill, so. So you can see the 4-horse team pulling the log. Notice it's barked. You ever try to drag a log? Bark is like pulling sandpaper. It just grabs everything. So you actually have to bark every log to make them slick so you can drag them easy. And you can barely see a little white rim right here. That's because they would actually snub the corner off all the way around to make it easier to drag. They had to get it down to the creek. Go to the next one. This is what one of them looks like. This one is actually, I know exactly what this one was. The current warehouse road drives right through here, right on the main line. This is coming down off the hill. You can see a log right there. This is a 3-log chute, and it slides all the way down, goes right, dumps right into Mill Creek. And the next one. Here they are building it. You'll notice they got a lot of lumber. Short logs all built up to make these trestles to make it again smooth. It's got to look like a slide. So they're building these. When Dad and I go out looking for these, see right here where they cut through the ridge to make it nice and even? That's the kind of stuff we find. We go out there and you can find those cuts where they turn corners. You can find where the donkeys were parked that help pull the logs. Go to the next one. Here's more of a pole road where the donkey, there's one donkey up there, there's another one down here. He's pulling the logs. They have them chained together. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 logs all chained together. And the donkey engine is pulling this guy down here. The donkey engine is a big steam engine. We'll see something in just a moment. But it was steam power. And here's one with 2 donkeys at the top. Probably one to pull it down to here. And then the other guy standing here, you see there's like little poles stuck out here. That's because there's actually a wire you can barely see that runs down here. They didn't want to get down there and cut it along. So that was there to keep that from happening. And they did get them all the way down to the creek this way. Lots and lots of lumber. And when they were done with these, this became firewood for the next donkey. We actually did find records of what they did with it. Go to the next one. Here they are building the road. You can see how much work it is. They're building that 3-pole slide. There we got logs down here trying to get them across this. It was a lot of manual labor. What they used to call potato power. That's how you did your job, potato power. And you got it done. Steam donkeys. A.L. Huck was in charge of the donkeys from Ruth Kelly right from the get-go. They bought their first donkey from the Fraser Iron Works in Eugene custom job in 1899. In 1900, they purchased the second one. And then they bought 3 shays in 1901, or we'll have to come to which. But a professional donkey versus the Iron Works just making one. Problem is, we have 3 different pictures that all say this is BK's first donkey, and they're 3 different donkeys. So which one's the first one? Go to the next one. This is the only picture labeled Booth Kelly's first donkey that's actually labeled as being taken in 1899. So I trust this one. That's my first donkey. And the 2 tails we look at it right here in front, you can barely see it. There's like a wooden contraption with a couple of rollers to keep the cable straight. And then right here, there's a whistle right here with no gauge. Go to the next one, we'll see the same donkey. There you can see that apparatus in front to control the cables. And then once again, there's nothing there. Just a little whistle there. Go to the next one. This is the other one that actually says first Booth Kelly donkey 1900. But this one has a gauge right there, and there's no frame on the front. Because they almost look identical, so from my understanding, these are the 2 Fraser Iron Works donkeys. They just had a couple minor differences. And then the Willamets and the others they bought later came later. Go to that one. Here's the one taken in 1907 in Camp 2. We actually have Oscar over here on the log cutting. We've actually tried to find this location. There's this great big rock sitting there. I've been all over the Warehouser Woods looking for that rock. But the problem is I didn't know there was multiple Camp 2s. I was looking what the traditional Camp 2 was. Found out there was a couple dozen of them. So which Camp 2 is this? So I remember what you covered. Anyway, the next one. After they built it, they had to make some quick changes. The milk pot dam. It took it 1 year before the lamprey eels turned into Swiss cheese that couldn't hold water anymore. So in 1900, just fall after they built it and tear it down and rebuild it. 1902, tear it down, rebuild it, lampreys did damage again. 1906, tear it down, rebuild it, lampreys did again. 1915, they finally got smart and put a cement core. As far as I know, that cement core is still what you see when you go across the Warehouser Bridge there in Wendling. Just upstream from the bridge, you'll see this big cement. I think that's the 1915 core. The store was too small. They had all these people coming in. It was a dinky store, so they built a new store on the other side of the river, right on 1st Street. Then they had a pile of sawdust. Can't dump it in the river, that's illegal. You get fined for that. You know, records of people getting fined for that. So they built a big open top burner. I mean, we think it looks like they just built it around the sawdust pile and lit the sawdust pile. And they began to hauling mail and passengers in October 1901 when they finally ballasted the railroad correctly. And it was safe enough for passengers and mail. This is that second store. Right now, the Warehouser Road, as you go up towards their gate, runs right through the front of this building. Comes right through it. Wouldn't even know it was ever there. That was it. The Booth Kelly offices were upstairs on this first one. Go to the next one. Oh, go back one. Let me go. Wait. What'd you do? Oh, okay. That's inside of that store. Kind of narrow, kind of dark. These pictures, off the negative, I was able to blow it up enough to actually read labels on cans. And you can get all the advertisements. It helps you date these pictures. Because you can get, you know, this particular ad written for this company in this year. Okay, now we know the picture of it. But you can buy anything in these stores. Anything. They can mail order what they didn't have in stock. So, anyway, go to the next one. Another picture of the mill at that time, and you can see now, look at all that debris, the piles of timbers. There's the big open top burner, that's why I put this one here. It's a huge burner. It was replaced in 1906 with a tower burner. The next one. This one is interesting because you can't read it in this up on screen here. You read it on the computer right here. That's actually the date on his calendar, that's the day they actually opened up the passenger traffic. That's opening day of the Wendling Depot. With Ed, Mr. Dugan, Addison Dugan as the railroad agent. Go next one. And there's a picture of the first depot. We know there was at least 3 different depots. We know there was 2, and I actually found recently a picture of the 3rd one. So they changed over the years. Goes the next one. Here's the mill pond dam. This is one of the earliest pictures. You can see people fishing out here. Today this is a swim hole. Warehouser Bridge cuts right across the front of the dam here. You can see they also could flood the water out here if they needed to. Down through here to empty it out. Because they'd have to, because they got splash dams up above feeding them water, so they got to drain their pond, so when that big wave of water comes down, they blow the dam out. It's kind of a bad day. But anyway, that's the early dam. Now we have a famous event. Sometime, there was a night exodus. Opal widely recorded that the government came in and shut down, and the government forced everybody to leave their homes. Lou Pauley wrote in his book that his dad Walter told him about a story that the government shut down and they were escorting people out of the woods to stop them from logging off the homesteads. Problem is, yeah, the homesteaders got arrested back in 1895 for logging off their homesteads illegally, because you couldn't log off your own homestead until you actually owned it, not one you were filing for it. But we did find this event. At 3:30 a.m. on September 13, 1902, a fire started up at the headwaters of Mill Creek. We know from the newspaper accounts that all the homesteaders, the people who lived on their properties, the people who lived in cabins, all the logging camps, everybody was evacuated by force middle of the night and marched out to Wendling. Walter said, he was 9 at the time, but he said, I remember people coming out with their lanterns, walking down the county road, coming into Wendling. Opal was one of the ones at the camp. She was 5 years old at the time. They ended up losing $6,000 worth of timber, but the guys fought the fire. The Wendling mill crew went up and fought the fire. The mill was shut down for 2 days. Just let the guys sleep and catch up with the mill. Or put it back over. That night exodus is something that these 2 events are often quoted, but I never could find any documentation for it until I found this fire. And I think it's the same event. It's the right time. Anyway, next one. The land fraud trials. Booth Kelly supposedly shut down one of the land fraud trials. Nope. Actually pulled the court records. Now, Robert Booth was indicted for land fraud in Douglas County. James Booth, because he worked in the patent office in Roseburg, was indicted for his part in granting these illegal homeownerships. Both of them were eventually acquitted, but James was forced to resign his government position. It was a nationwide issue. I mean, it was a big deal. Took years to settle. In fact, they didn't even catch the guy's name was Puter, P-U-T-E-R, until the San Francisco earthquake. They knew his girlfriend lived in San Francisco, and so after the fire, they caught him coming to San Francisco to see if she was still alive, and arrested both of them because she signed most of the documents. But it never did shut us down, but it did horribly depress the lumber market on the West Coast. People everywhere were just unemployed because nobody knew what was going on, so nobody wanted to buy nothing. And it was a big problem. And in 1904, right about the time this started, they had to raise more, another $2.5 million in capital. So they sold 50% of Booth Kelly to some Eastern capitalists, John Blodgett, down there, and Arthur Hill, actually from St. Oregon, but he was actually originally from Michigan. And they were the investors for the second round of funding for Booth Kelly. But it never did shut down the town. The next one. San Francisco earthquake almost did though. Everybody remembers that story. April 18th, 1906, big earthquake hits, and then it's all wooden structures. They catch fire and fire did lots more damage. It just basically blew out San Francisco. Problem is, only way in and out of San Francisco with any kind of regularity is Southern Pacific. So all railroad cars, all traffic is reserved for disaster relief. Booth Kelly, I need 20 cars. Wait till next year. We're fixing San Francisco. The other problem is over 90% of all the lumber cut in the Wendling Mill was put on ships in San Francisco. Whoops, what do we do now? They had no customers. It nearly put them out of business. They almost had declared bankruptcy. And there were times there were short outages, like we'd lay off for a month because we had no orders. Then a month later, we get hired back and go back to work. So during this time, Wendling was very small, almost a ghost town already, so almost died before it got started. The next one. As soon as that was over, Booth Kelly says, you know, we're getting too far up the creek. We need to build a railroad up there. So they extended right off into the SP line. And between 1908 and 1911, they built all the way up to the headwaters of Mill Creek. What's now called Mill Creek Main Line, right at the bottom. On the south side of the creek, which you can still drive as you go around the loop, you can see the warehouse gate and the long straightaway. That was actually a logging road with logs out on wagons. Before this, they went right up that. The one thing we noted was the engineers noted you're going to have to tear out all the splash dams because I cannot make a flat railroad grade to go around those dams and ponds. See, there's always a story that was farmers complaining to them during the splash dams because they built the railroad, had to breach it. In fact, we know for a fact that it wasn't until 1910 the last splash dam was removed off the Mohawk because the farmers were complaining. But anyway, they breached the dams and they allowed the logging all the way to the end of the road. And this time they started using numbers. But they kept the same number every time they moved. These old survey books do. This is old Camp 3, this is new Camp 3, then there's another Camp 3 over here, and another Camp 3. Basically, Camp 3 was on the Mill Creek bottom, and then they'd have a log chute going up the south side, which at the top of that was a Camp 4, and on the north side, the top of that one was a Camp 2. And Dad and I have found several of these Camp 4s and Camp 2s and Camp 3s on the ground now. Now we know they exist strictly because Weyerhaeuser was kind of gives access to Booth Kelly archives and give us original handwritten survey books of the surveyor at the time that notes all these wonderful things and those little notations. Right down where homesteader houses were located. So, let's go to the next one. This is what it looked like when the railroad got built. You can see a railroad here. This is actually taken about 1915. You see those like little houses there? These are houses built on flat cars. They didn't start doing that until 1915, so this is a little later. This is actually the county road. The county road went 5 miles past Wendling, all the way up. What's now called Straight Creek, the 7,000 line, was the end of the county road. It was for the homesteaders. And you can see the mill pond here, but this was the very first railroad going out there. The next one. Here's the picture of the mill pond. And we have a nice picture over here of the guy that lived in the stump. I threw that in because that stump sat right there. They had to blow it out to make that grade. This grade along here was actually the main line, and that was the old logging road. We have other pictures of that stump showing in relation to houses, and we know it was right there on that as you go up there. Anyway.
Right, that picture's prior to 1910.
Yes, we're not up to the fire yet, we'll get there. Next one. This is going up. This is right where it crossed from the south side of Mill Creek to the north side of Mill Creek. The current Weyerhaeuser Road comes in here and joins back up here. The button that's down here is still in the creek down there. The next one. This is a place called Suicide Point. Basically a big piece of rock that couldn't go over and back. So they blasted off the rock here and they built a short trestle. Right now the road just kind of doohickeys around. But if you got down there and you're straight, you get down in there and you find old bridge timbers and stuff. And then they bought, this is the one spot, the first locomotive they bought. You see it's wood powered in this picture, it's a nice picture of it. And then later they bought the 2 spot. That one, we always know the 2 spot because of this cutout on its boiler. And then the 3 spot. This is a picture of the 3. There's actually rumors there was multiple 3 spots. We're still working on actual photos of each of the 3 spots that existed. And then the next one is the 4 spot. This is one of the brand spanking new coming off the factory line getting shipped out to Wendling. This is the one that's after this presentation, but it famously blew up, killed 3 men. One of the other locomotives was blown up a couple years earlier, but it didn't kill anybody, so this one blew up. And then they actually rebuilt it. Frankenstein it back together and says, okay, take it back out. You want to be on that crew? Yeah, kind of scared. That's it. And this one, they're geared differently because they were starting to go up the hills. They needed to do steeper grades. So you had to get ones that turned more wheels. Yes?
What does that mean, 1 spot, 2 spot?
Oh.
Is that a brand or?
4 spot. Go back.
I understand that.
Yeah. See, on the front, though, it makes this little circle right on the front of the boiler, a spot. It has a 3 in it. That's where they get the 1 spot, 2 spot, 3 spot, 4 spot. They eventually had all the way up to the 7 spot and a couple other locomotives. We eventually had pictures of all there. There's the 4 spot. Go next one. 1910. This is where the town really did almost die overnight. August 24th, 1910. Fire swept down the valley. Burned out all the homesteaders, burned out the camps, burned almost all of Wendling. We were able to save the mill only because it was on the other side of Mill Creek. We know that 3 houses and the store survived. That's about it. They evacuated everybody to Marcola, and there for a little while they were on standby in Marcola, loading up all Marcola residents on the SP trains they brought out to get everybody out of Marcola, because they thought this fire was still going to keep going. 500 people ended up homeless in just a matter of hours. This is the pre-fire. Things to know, this is the original Methodist church. It's kind of got an L shape to it. That's the Holcomb house, one of the few that survived the fire. That was Charlie Holcomb's on his homestead. And these are the houses out here on the city grid. The next one. This is the original store. Bunkhouse, cookhouse. Bunkhouse and cookhouse both burned down, the store was saved. The next one. This is the school. You saw one picture of it before. Here's another one. This school burned. Dad and I actually went out and we found this school because when we hit the right spot, you remember the old school desk had wood on top, had that nice scroll work on the sides, the little bench, little seat channel. We found burnt, broken scroll work from those desks still in the ground from where that school burned. And a couple things I think were melted glassing quilts, but they were so melted you couldn't tell. Okay, go to the next one. So after the fire, got a problem. I got a big mill. I got nowhere for people to live. So they hired a guy, local guy. They built 35 modern bungalows, a new bunkhouse, new cookhouse, new other things. They got all that built, and in early October, they had to evacuate town because another fire was coming. Although this time they stopped before it got to the towns. They got a little up there. But now, because they had to build it quick, they just gave up on that city grid. Now we have what's known as A row, B row, C row, D row, E row, and F row. Just rows of houses. Just get them in, get them done, let's go to the next one, because we got to place people live tomorrow. And the Wendling school was put down near the covered bridge by my house on the west end of town. And it was actually called the Jefferson School. I didn't know it actually had a name. We always just called it the Wendling Grade School. But it was actually called the Jefferson School. Go to the next one. So here it is right after the fire. You can see two houses that survived. You see some people already setting up tents. And you can see in this picture, there's little places where you can see burnt out fence lines and rubble piles where the houses were. And that's the mill across the way there, but everything's gone here. Go to the next one. This shows us starting to construct. This is D row, no roof, partial roof, no, only one wall. And you can still, there's actually 24 tents in this picture. And that little line right there is the covered bridge way down there. You're looking west from the hillside of the water towers. So they slapped them up quick. We can see the bunkhouse is already done. That's where all the single men live. So that will get that together, get those guys to go cookhouse and feed people because we can even sleep families there. All these houses are built. Next one. And then here's another view with D row now finished. Starting over here towards C row went this way. Then you can see B row over here. A row was back this way. I'll have some more pictures later. And there's the new bunkhouse and the cookhouse beyond it. Here's the picture of the brand new school when it was first built. Actually, not the very first. The very first, it was just this part of the building here, then they added this like the next year. And eventually it became 4 buildings, then they tore down the front 2 buildings, made back 2 in place sheds, and built a nice big school that was built in 29 and 30 that became whatever you remember this one in school. Yeah, the covered bridge right here, that is not today's covered bridge, that was replaced in the 30s. Today's covered bridge is just right here on the north side of it. The original covered bridge was up here. They had to move it because after Booth County built their mill over here, the county road came up and you were basically stuck between the wall of the mill with all that machinery noise, a narrow road, and about a 12-foot drop off into Mill Creek. How do you think horses and horse-drawn wagons react to that? Went on like a ton of bricks, so within like months of starting up that mill, they actually had to pay the county to move the road down here and build this covered bridge. Move it. Go next one. Here's the cookhouse under construction. You know it's under construction, so the water heaters are laying there. There's lumber stacked on the porch. Here's a work table, and that little thing on the end is a pipe vise. This man's carrying a square, but they're just getting the cookhouse built. And upstairs in the cookhouse, they actually rented rooms like a hotel. Downstairs was the cooking for everybody. The bunkhouse is for the single employees. And that's the bar over the back. And just past it, that's the barber shop now. Before the fire, it was the butcher shop. And the barber shop was even further down. They didn't put the butcher shop back. The next one. This is A row. And way back up in here, right up in there, is where Dad grew up. They let, if you weren't in one of the company houses, you could build your own shack or house just off the county, and they allowed, Dad had a couple houses up there, one room, one that he grew up in at the end of A row. So that's A row. In fact, my place, I live in the old Madison place, a two-story right by the covered bridge. The house in back that Spud G. McDonald used to live in, that's actually that house right there got moved when the town went out. In the middle there? Yep. Yeah, they didn't have fire hydrants after that fire. They learned. The next one. Here's B row, battle row. They ran right across the street from Dad's house. Big long row there. That's where a lot of people, kids grew up. Dad played with as a kid. You can see all the hillsides, so it's all burned out here. Go next one. This is C row, or Stocking row. This is where management lived. And you started with this is Doctor's house right here, isn't it? Okay, there's Holton House on the end. You have all these nice houses. And then D row is going back there. And then there's the New Methodist Church back here that's now doesn't have the L shape. And later they added on a Sunday school room to the back.
The second house on the left, my cousin Audrey is here today, so that's where she lives.
Okay. I think she's up for somewhere. Yeah, she lived right there. The doctor's house here on the front had a two-car garage behind it, which is now Dad's barn. Anyway, go to the next one. This is that same view we saw before, except we see the store, the new bunkhouse, the new cookhouse, and the barber shop running down that street scene. Go to the next one. The cooks. Surprised a lot of people that a lot of the cooks were women. A lot of them were women. Rose Ross worked, I think, 6 or 7 days camps, running a good kitchen. Here it's the men are cooks here running on this one. And you can see all these hooks in the wall over here. They actually make mention of adding those. It was because the men were becoming all dirty and muddy, and they didn't like the mud and dirt in the kitchen, in the dining area. So they made the men hang their dirty stuff outside before they came in. Good action. Here's the store, but now it looks different. We got a new wing. See over here, they've added an extension. Store again wasn't big enough, so they were moving now. And so they added this extension in 1911. The other thing you'll notice, water barrels all on the roof line. Yeah, after the fire, every building has water barrels on top. Yes?
Booth Kelly's office is upstairs.
Yes, the Kelly office is still upstairs. They didn't build the red and white store that most people remember where the vault is, and you still see today. They didn't build that until later, 26, I believe. They opened it to the Labor Day Festival in 26. Anyway, next one. And then here's a nice picture of the Mill Pond Dam. And once again, you see the county road going up. You can see D road there at the end of the store. So you kind of see here's where the warehouse bridge comes across now. And your road, you drive right through that store going to the warehouse gate. And go next one. Not everything was actually company owned. Almost everything in town was company owned. They owned your house, they owned your store, they owned everything. Just off campus, so to speak. This was called Chef's Hall. This place you could buy everything. There are signs on the front for tobacco, alcohol, bread. It was also sort of a dance hall of less than favorable conditions. Men got a little rough in there sometimes and whatnot. Later, after it was closed down, it became more famous because this is where Crispo lived when Rollo Wicks killed the deputy sheriff. Just over here to the left a little bit, pulled up in there for his final act. That's there just off. There's new houses in there now where this used to sit. But there were other businesses just off of them. Next one. Now we've logged all the way up the whole upper end of the Mill Creek Basin. So now we got to start going line. They actually redid the railroad at the far end and rerouted it so it can curl back and climb all the way up what's now the 9,000 line and get up there. And eventually went all the way down over what's now called the Steel Main Line, all the way up to 14,000. Miles and miles of track to get all that timber on the east side of Nebo. The highest trestle in Wendling was up there. Well, what's interesting is we have two different trestles marked as the highest trestle. And when Dad and I were up there just the other day, we think the one usually labeled the highest trestle actually isn't the highest. Because when you look at the two, you look at those canyons, you go, that canyon's a lot deeper. We're actually going to continue one of these days to get that figured out. And camps 4, 7, 8, and 10 went on. So we go on that grade by 1916. This is a picture of that usually high trestle. You can can see the locomotive there. There's all the railroad ties that bring the stuff up to actually build. Here's all the work crew here. If I remember right, that's Faye Brooks in the white hat. He was one of the management for Wendling. The next one. Here's a picture that's saying, they call it Straight Creek Trestle. Never crossed Straight Creek. It's actually over an unnamed draw. But this is looking up at it from down below. See, it has a nice curve. I always thought, well, why would they build it on a curve? That seems weird. I actually saw a really good book published in 1913 about logging methods. Explained that when you're doing railroad trestles, because the train can get it rocking side to side, they can break. So you want a 14-degree turn is the strongest trestle available. So we know that there was a lot of trestles in those early days, but thanks to books like this from 1913 that outline every logging method out there, we were able to learn why they curved it. The next one. Here's where at the headwaters of Mill Creek, so they've already logged the whole headwaters there. And the original railroad went up and dead-ended. Now they bring it around, they curl back on the 9,000 line. This comes up, this is like 9,100, I think now. Right there off the 9,000. Joins it. There's actually 7 donkeys parked here as they're working up. There's a railroad grade that went up that way, and went up that way. But it was a busy business.
See the little girl?
There's a little girl down there. Standing on the tracks. We don't know who that is. Probably the daughter of the picture. All right, go to the next one. This one is the 3rd trestle, or actually 4th trestle on the high line. Right now, this is a big fill. This is actually still a warehouse road. It's a big fill now. And they're going up the highway, going down the highway with a load full of logs. The next one. And this is the Camp 10 cookhouse. Camp 10 is up there. It's recently been logged. It's all open and nice again, where you can really see. And that's the cookhouse there. And Rose Frost, which I mentioned, is where's Rose? That's Rose right there. And right there on the end is Luella Kloster, is actually the next girl. Luella and Rose have both donated pictures that I built. So we have a lot of pictures of these cookhouses. Go to the next one. Deer Creek. Had to get up on the west side of Evo. So they came off of Deer Creek. Today, if you go by the 5,000 line, if you stop there and walk across the road, you'll see the ridge going out towards Mill Creek where that thing took off. And they're logging the other side of it right now, so as soon as they're done logging, get all the warehouses are so nice. I wander around the woods looking for this stuff, and they're coming so nice when they're cleaning out all the trees and brush and everything. Like, what's going on? They're just so cooperative that way. We really like it. Camps 5 and 9 were on that grade, and it had the longest trestle, almost 400 feet long. It wasn't very high though. The highest point was only 20 feet. And it's weird to go up the 2,000 line. You'll see the railroad grade coming to your left and like right, just drop off. You run clear across that big wide valley, you can walk out and you'll find where it picked up again. But anyway, that's the long trestle. This is where it started. I like to look out for derail. Couldn't throw the E in there for some reason. But this is right here on that spur going across and doubling back over on Deer Creek. You get up into that timber, go out, eventually went all the way around Windy Point, clear down almost to Leeburg. They put in a lot of miles up there on those railroads. Go next one. Then near the end of our presentation today, things are still not great. Things are moving right along at this point. Right about now is when they stopped and started. Every time a camp moved, you got a new number. So from 1906 to 1916, we go from Camp 2 to Camp 10, even though there were dozens of camps. And then from 1916 to 1926, we go from Camp 10 all the way through Camp 40 and start over with Camp 2 on the other side. Because now every time they moved, they got a new number. So it made the numbers jump all of a sudden. But the planer portion of the mill burned down in 1917. Now, one other problem was the war was on. The big thing in World War I was planes. Planes can't be made out of ductless fir. Got to be made out of spruce. The guys up in Tacoma, down in Port Orford, those guys were making it out like money hand over fist. Booth Kelly almost shut down because they couldn't sell anything because nobody wanted duck fir. As soon as the war was over, though, that boomed out the town, and that was a real heyday then. Then go to the next one. Here's actually the only picture we have of the planer mill fire. So the mill survived, but the planer burned down. In 22, the mill burned, the planer survived. All through in 33, the whole Mill Creek Basin burned out. In 34, the McKenzie Southside Eagle burned out. I mean, the fires were always a problem. And that pretty much wraps up with the next one. Any questions? I'll be hanging out here. Yes?
I was wondering on the railroad ties, did they treat those anyway, or did they just have to keep changing them out?
Originally, they weren't treated.
Yeah.
They eventually went to treated ties. And what's interesting, when I was a kid, there was a number of places where ties were still in the road, and you drive down the road in the pickup, and then finally, Georgia Pacific brought in cats or graders and just push them out of the road. There is a spot still way up on the back end that I found the other day. You walk out into this grade, you can see the big railroad cut, and you can see ties down there in the bottom. But what's funny is when you walk down there, there's no ties. The moss has grown in a perfect tie pattern where that lives. I mean, it's actually perfect. But you put your finger in there, there's nothing there. It's just moss, taller, not shorter, but it makes perfect ties running through that. It's the only remedy. Yes?
The donkey there used to sit out here in front. Larry Kellogg used to tell a story that you pull that out of the wood. That come from Wendling or North Dakota?
As I said, that one came out of Wendling. The story I heard is way up on the 14,000, there was a big corner where there was 8 or 9 donkeys sitting up there above the road. And they made that out of parts of those, but that was the story I was told. Oral history, no guarantees.
Can Bob answer where that went? Where's that donkey now?
Where'd the donkey go?
Don't know.
Don't know?
Don't know.
Who the rest of them?
In the woods, Dad and I have actually found marked with remnants of over 60 donkeys. Mostly just the skids, they took the boilers and stuff out, but there's still boilers in places and whatnot. Any other question?
Well, regarding the impressions where the ties were,
Yeah,
the Forest Service historians usually call those tie shadows.
yeah. Yep, that's exactly what it is. There's no tie there, it just looks like a tie laying in the road. Anyway, if you follow this direction around the museum, you'll see a nice display on Wendling with more pictures and information. Up here, I have 4 large picture books. I have a few items. This came out of one of those early camp cabins that burned in the 1910 fire. It's one of the old iron cookpots with the legs built in. From an early camp, right near the bottom of today's 9,000 line, found part of an old stove from the cookhouse. We have a 2-pound weight from the slaughterhouse in Wendling. We actually have one leg from the cook stove in Camp 14 that was up Nebo Creek. This is from one of the old Camp 2. It's a blacksmith-made J-hook.